Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of October 28th. You have this older woman card. It says sadness and female on it. You also have this tree. It says stability and growth on it. So I feel that we are it is a weird time of growth here, Sagittarius. I will say, a lot of readings have had the tower, so wouldn't even worry about it. But a lot of readings have been talking about growing or being more focused on personal growth or growing in your business or whatever, wherever it is that you want to see growth. There could be a lot of growth potential, and that's what I would obviously be focusing on with this reading. You have the Nine of Cups, the Queen of Wands, and the Tower. The Nine of Cups is, of course, a great card. It's a card of being in alignment with what you want and getting it because, it is a wish card. But I like to remind people that the reason that this guy here is getting a wish is because he is in the energy of what he wants. So he is getting what he wants because he perfectly matches the energy of what he wants. And so I kind of feel that with the Nine of Cups. I kind of feel that the Nine of Cups is saying, as long as you perfectly match the energy of what you desire, you will receive it, but definitely could be some sort of wish fulfillment coming in for you here. You do have the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is about being bold, being assertive, really going for what you want. The Queen of Wands is also my card of learning as you go. So she is the card of needing to learn, on the journey. Sometimes I feel with the Queen of Wands that it can come up when we are waiting for information before we get started on something, but really it doesn't work that way with the Queen of Wands. Really, we have to get started and then we will get the information, if that makes sense. So I kind of feel that here, especially with the Tower, because the Tower can sometimes represent, being forced to do something. I don't really believe that the universe forces us to do anything, right? But I do think the universe gives us nudges that kind of push us in a direction, and that's kind of how I'm seeing the Tower in your reading, is that some of you either already have received a nudge or you're about to receive a nudge in a direction where it's you could stay where you are or you can make a change. Again, I like the Tower personally. I think the Tower gets a bad rap. The whole point of, the reason the Tower is a good thing is because these people have been ignoring reality and now they're being brought back down to reality. So they are seeing the truth of life or the world that they are living in that they have been ignoring. So really the Tower is a good thing. Also, like I said, almost everyone's had the Tower this week again, just like all the October readings had towers, so it wouldn't surprise me if there was some sort of global tower moment this week or something going on, right? We live in crazy times, Sagittarius. So with the Nine of Cups, you have the Knight of Swords. No pushing, I would say. Sometimes Nine of Cups, Nine of Swords would represent, pushing something to happen. You have a wish or desire with the Nine of Cups. And the Knight of Swords is rushing, trying to force something to happen. The Nine of Cups, that guy on the Nine of Cups, he is more in receptive mode. He is just sitting there waiting to receive his feast. And he's not really forcing anything to happen. So I do feel the Knight of Swords is saying, no, don't try to force things to happen this week. Just allow things to happen. I would also be careful of, Knight of Swords with the Tower, to me, can represent a person who's screaming and yelling, the sky is falling, when really it's not true. So sometimes I feel the Knight of Swords can be a person or a group of people saying it's the end of the world, but really it isn't. So, Knight of Swords is that feeling you get when someone rushes at you and tells you some news that could be scary or whatever, and you kind of get excited about it, right? So if you find yourself having that, reaction to something, I would just tell your brain to slow down because it might not be true, especially if they're rushing in all crazy and, being all over the place. I always think of that with the Tower and the Knight of Swords. With the Queen of Cups, you have the the Queen of Wands, you have the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is fortune after difficulty. This could be pretty good. This could say that you've had a Tower moment, and the Ten of Cups is fortune after difficulty or, something good happening to you after a difficult period of time. I also really love the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles in a reading together because they both kind of represent everything you want and desire. With the Tower, you have the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles says teamwork makes the dream work, and you go up to the Three of Cups as well. These are both really awesome, teamwork cards, these two. So for a lot of you, if you're rebuilding something in your life or if you're hoping to rebuild something, this could represent working together with other people, and that could be very helpful, working together with other people, especially if you're in a rebuilding type of energy. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Canary Spirit. It says sing your own song. You also have this Peacock that says let it shine. And you also start with the Hermit. The Hermit has the star in his lantern, and I always say he needs to shine that star out all over the place. So I feel like both of these cards are really talking about the Hermit energy. The Hermit has earned his right to be at the top of this mountain. He has gone through a dark night of the soul. He has completed a difficult journey that took him a long time, but he did this to gain knowledge and wisdom, but to also find his inner light. And so the Hermit says that you have discovered your inner light, but now you need to come down from the mountain. I always say, this is not accurate tarot, but I personally believe the Hermit's next step is to come down from the mountain. It's easy to go into Hermit mode and then stay in Hermit mode because you're protected, you're not having to deal with other people, you're kind of isolated, and so it starts to feel nice at the top of that mountain. But really, he needs to come down, and instead of creating the environment up there at the top of the mountain, he needs to create the environment. He needs to create the change in the world that he wants to see by going and living his life. He is becoming a living example. He has a star in his lantern. The star is about, kind of shining your light and being an example to other people. And so I feel, especially in this time that we're in right now, with Pluto going into Aquarius, I think the number one most spiritual thing that people can do to change the world is to be a living example. Be the change you want to see in the world. As cliche as that is, I still feel that's what people really should focus on. That's the only thing I would focus on forever, for the rest of your life. You have the Three of Cups. Three of Cups is a celebration or happiness. Also really good for finding people. Again, the fire signs have really been getting these messages of finding your tribe, right? And I feel for a lot of you that you could be finding better connections, better people to spend time with, better people to work with, where that really kind of support you and lift you up. And so especially you, Sagittarius, all this year and even in 2023, you had these messages of, kind of being careful who is in your life. You could have had some negative experiences with the people that you support in your life as well. And it's some of them, maybe it was a negative experience and you were able to correct it. And those are the relationships you should continue with, especially, if you're in a relationship with another person. I'm not even just talking about love here. I'm talking about family, friends, colleagues, everything like that. If you had an issue, but the person was willing to work on the issue with you or correct it, then that's a great person, right? A person who's willing to work with you, good person. The people that aren't willing to work with you, obviously get rid of those people. But I really feel you're kind of forming better connections. You have the Ten of Wands. Really good. I feel really good about the Ten of Wands. Again, it's another card that comes up quite a bit at the end of the year here. And the Ten of Wands, he is about to reach his home in the background, so he's about to have a harvest. Pluto is about to move into Aquarius in November 19th. And so we are getting out of that Pluto and Capricorn energy finally, officially, even though Pluto has gone into Aquarius several times. We're finally officially moving into that Pluto and Aquarius energy where I think we can finally kind of get ahead. I feel like we can finally get results for the years of hard work that we've all been doing. And that's really what I feel like. We even go up to the Ten of Pentacles. You go Ace of Wands to the Ten of Pentacles. So I think that we're entering into a good time. So, again, if you've been working hard on something and you haven't been getting the results you desire, this could be much better results. With the Hermit, you have the King of Cups. This is about allowing your emotions to guide you and trusting your emotions. The King of Cups has learned from his emotions to a very deep level. He's sitting in the middle of the ocean, and it says that he has explored his emotions, how he feels about things, to a very deep degree. And so I feel for a lot of you, this is saying you've learned a lot through emotional experiences, and now you need to allow that to be your guide, and you need to trust yourself more, right? With the Three of Cups, you have the Ten of Pentacles again. Damn, really good. So you have them right next to each other, which is even better. When we have positive relationships, all relationships, then it can definitely improve all areas of our life. Ten of Pentacles is everything you want and desire in your life. And so if you have people who support that vision of whatever the Ten of Pentacles is for you, you're more likely to accomplish your Ten of Pentacles. With the Ten of Wands, you have the Ace of Wands. Love it. We go Ace of Wands twice to the Ten of Pentacles, Ace of Wands to the Ten of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, Ten of Pentacles right here. So this is very good. This could represent you kind of narrowing your focus. Instead of focusing on 10 wands, you're focusing on one thing. You're focusing on one inspiration. The Ace of Wands is like a spark of hope, a spark of inspiration. It's out with the old, in with the new. I've been seeing a ton of this simplification energy in the astrology and also in readings, where the readings have been really encouraging people to focus in on one thing. And so if you do a lot of work, or if you work on a million different things, this could be you focusing in and making things more simple. Next, in the area messages from your future self, you have this patience card and this reconnect card. I feel like a lot of you have been very patient, and I feel like you could be reconnecting to your roots. There are those roots on that reconnect card. And so a lot of you could be kind of, revisiting old ideas that really, connect to your emotions or connect to you spiritually. And I feel that's what you could be just working on in general. You have the Page of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, and the Emperor. The Page of Pentacles is a card of studiousness and learning. I think it's an amazing time for fire signs to learn, just in general. If I were a fire sign, that is pretty much all I would be doing is, learning about things that I'm passionate about with the Ace of Wands. And you never know where it could go, right? So I think that learning and educating yourself is going to be it could be, very profitable for you as well with this energy. The Page of Pentacles could also be like a new person. I do feel a little bit of love here. I don't think it's a major focus for you right now, Sagittarius, but I definitely feel it's possible. So if you are hoping for love, and this could even be something that, comes in the future. It doesn't have to come in right now because this is messages from your future self, but there could be like a new person that you find, it's kind of funny. I feel like there's a person that is kind of like intriguing to you. It's like, is there really fiery passion right away with this person? I would say no. That's not really what I feel, but I feel like it could be something that develops over time. And I think this is more of a person that's like intriguing to you. It's like you're more like curious about them, or maybe they're unusual in some way or something, right? And it's like I think you want to learn about this person, and it's definitely popping into my head. It definitely could be an earth sign because you have a lot of earth showing up here. It could be any sign, general reading. You have the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is out with the old, in with the new. Definitely, the cusp of Capricorn and Aquarius is like the death of establishment. And with Pluto going over that, we are definitely transforming the establishments in our lives, plain and simple. So I think that for a lot of you, there could be something that has been established for a long time, and you're just making changes in the establishment, whatever it is. It could be like your business. It could be a health routine. It could be everything with the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles readings, to me, represent you working on the big picture, everything that you're in your life. And the Ace of Wands just says that you could be following your passions more, you could be following your desires, and really kind of reinventing the things that you do day to day. You have the Emperor. The Emperor is about taking the lead and really making things happen. So we really have to take control with the Emperor. And this week has been like a much more controlling week, I would say. And again, I don't think this is a bad thing. I think this is a good thing. I think people are just more focused on taking control of their lives, plain and simple. And that's probably what you're doing here with the Emperor showing up. But let's see where this is going. The other thing I would say, by the way, is that the Page of Pentacles to the Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles can sometimes represent hidden or secret information, and it's not really hidden or secret, but it really represents information that's coming from an unlikely source. So if you're learning from something, it's like sometimes I think, children say things to us that are like very intuitive, but we're like, oh, they're children, what do they know? So again, I think that, this right here is just saying, if someone says something to you, or if you're like reading a book and you have like an epiphany, I would pay attention to whatever that information is. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the Fool. Some of you, this is a new job, that could lead to a lot of success. So if you are starting a new job, or if you're getting something new, this could be very good. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Four of Wands, marriage. So definitely could be like an unusual person. I think there's something eccentric about this person, especially if you're meeting love in the future. There's just something unique about this person. It's popping into my head. Definitely could be an earth sign. I'm picking up kind of earthy energy off of this person, but it could be a person you marry. This is also a card of freedom. And so the Ace of Wands can represent setting yourself free from the past, because it represents out with the old, in with the new. And the Four of Wands is a card of completion. There's kind of normally that garland thing at the top of the Ace of Wands, the Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands is kind of like a finish line card. So it says you could be crossing a finish line and setting yourself free and starting something new. With the Emperor, you have the Eight of Swords. I don't really feel you have a hard time with this, but what I would say is that I would be as flexible as you possibly can be. The Eight of Swords is only seeing one way of doing things when there are many. So if you're starting a new project, new business, new idea, I would just stay open to all possibilities or different ways of doing things that will help you be successful. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this higher power card and this no place like home card. A very tapped in week as well. The November readings that I just did were very intuitive. A lot of intuitive messages, a lot of intuitive insights, people having dreams about things. And I think like paying attention to your dreams or your daydreams would be very good with this energy as well. You have the Ten of Pentacles, the Two of Swords, and the Two of Wands. The Ten of Pentacles is a card of everything you want and desire in your life. It is also a card of building, leaving a legacy. Ten of Pentacles comes up like crazy in readings nowadays. I think it's the Uranus and Taurus is what I say to everyone. Uranus and Taurus wants Taurus wants the nicer things in life, but it's not even about, materialism. It's about freedom. It's about having the freedom to do what you want when you want. And I think a lot of people are being pushed to create that level of freedom in their life. And so if there are things that you want to do, or, if you want to travel somewhere, but you don't have the money, or if you want to, live in a place but you don't have the money, sorry, I'm choking on my own spit now, Sagittarius. If you don't have the money, then that Uranus and Taurus energy really can create that desire to create that level of freedom. So I think we're all kind of being nudged in the direction of creating more freedom. It could be financial freedom, it could be time freedom, it could be energy freedom, any type of freedom you can imagine. But I think we are all developing it. And so we have to do the work. And again, with the Ten of Pentacles, we have to do the research. Very good card. It's coming up in the good stuff. But I would make sure that you are finding a way to do things. You have the Two of Swords, again, a good in the good stuff, because this would say that you are finding another way. She has this island behind her, and that island behind her represents a third place. And I always say the Two of Swords is my card of third place solutions. So you could be finding solutions to things that you're working on or dealing with, and you could be finding better ways to do what you're doing. And, now is the time. You have the Two of Wands, again, also good in the good stuff. In the good stuff, the Two of Wands would represent progress, but also you taking the lead in your life. So I feel a lot of you are taking the lead, and you're probably getting out into the world. He's holding the world in his hands there. And I always say the Two of Wands, he needs to leave his comfort zone where he is, and he needs to get out into the world. But again, it's coming up in the good stuff, so I would say you probably are getting out into the world. With the Ten of Pentacles, you have the Five of Cups. Five of Cups is normally regrets and sadness, but again, in the good stuff, this would say that you're seeing the good stuff. The secret with the Five of Cups is that he has to turn around and see those two cups behind him, and then he gets the bridge in the castle. So showing up in the good stuff, this would say you're letting go of disappointments, or you're letting go of something that did disappoint you, and you're moving on to bigger and better things, which of course is a good thing. With the Two of Swords, you have the Page of Cups. A different type of love. I'm telling you right now, this is something that you haven't experienced. She is crossing those swords, the Two of Swords, which this card is clarifying. She's crossing those swords over her heart, trying to protect her heart, but behind her is that island. I really feel there is something different, or there's like a different type of person coming in for you if you want love. If you don't want love, this could, even if you do want love, this could also be part of your dream. The Page of Cups normally has that fish in his cup, and that fish could represent something he is imagining. And so if you have a dream, this could be you finding another way to live your dream. With the Two of Wands, you have the Six of Pentacles. I'm just getting that you're trying. I know that sounds kind of lame, Sagittarius, but I feel pretty good about this. The Six of Pentacles to me can represent planting seeds in a direction, and it can just say that you are planting seeds in a new direction in your life, and I feel that is a good thing. You have this younger woman card. It says dealings or relationships, the younger woman. You also have this dogs card. It says getting together with friends. We talked about this being a very important social time for you with that Three of Cups. I think as long as you are surrounding yourself with people who support that Ten of Pentacles vision, which we see right here, then you will be more successful, especially if they're the type of person that lifts you up. So I would make sure to surround yourself with that kind of person. You have this Apple card. It says temptation will test you. I always clarify these monthly cards. So there might have been some sort of temptation in August, and I almost feel like you passed the test or something is what's popping into my head here. So that's good. You have the Sun card. It says happiness and well-being. So it could be a very good time for happiness, or you could just be in a more happy, joyful energy. You have this misunderstandings card. We do have a lot of retrogrades at the end of the year here. So I would make sure that you are very clear with your communications with people. I would also make sure, again, with the Knight of Swords and the Tower, we were talking about this, that, again, someone might be transferring a misunderstanding to you by rushing in and telling you something. So I would be very clear. Not even just this week. I would say for the entire month of November. I would say for the rest of the year. If anyone is rushing in and screaming the sky is falling, it might not be true. So I would, again, I know as a person, like sometimes people will say things to me and I freak out. Like I have that reaction. But then I always tell myself, slow down, because it might not be true. And again, if you have that like type of visceral reaction where you're just reacting to something and you're just in reaction mode, I would slow down and I would get the facts, right? I would get the information and don't just react. You even have this dragon card. It says, beware of self-delusion. Again, I would be, instead of just reacting to things, I would get the facts. But overall, pretty good. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.